Alright, so the title of this video might be a little bit misleading, mainly because this is my Dodge Dakota. It's a 2003, so I don't know if that's really considered an old truck, but you know, it is over 20 years old, so it is aging. I put this drawer system in, I've got a cooler slide, and I did that so that I could get just for off-roading. This side here is, I call it a garage. It's got just recovery gear, tire repair stuff, that sort of crap in it. The other side is the kitchen, and I didn't get fancy with it. It's just a real simple slide. Here, we'll slide one out. I didn't put any drawer slides on it or anything like that. I did put a lock on it right here on the side, just a little push button lock on both sides. And they just slide out, and it's just a real simple drawer. Nothing fancy. So I'll kind of show you this. Like you say, it's got these locks on it. This here slid out. This here was a place to cook on. You could also lift it up and cook on this side, have access to this. But basically just stored all of my cooking utensils and everything. And then another thing, I had this cooler slide. So, got a cooler on here. You can lift it up, slides out, drops your cooler down like that. So I built that. That was just so I didn't have the cooler in the camper. Plus, I kind of like having all the cooking stuff in the truck. So if you go out exploring, you've got the ability to make yourself lunch if you're not near your camp. Yeah, I just think it's just a great truck. I think it's a super good base for an overland vehicle. So we're going to get rid of all of that, and we're just going to put a flatbed on this, and then I'm going to have a bolt-on canopy that'll give me more space, a lot more work capacity, so I can make this into a work vehicle or an overland vehicle. So, might be wondering what this stuff is. We'll show you. We got to make some tanks, basically, and we'll go over that in a second. Alright, had to get my coffee, get this all set up to go. Alright, so what do we got here? So, I mentioned those, they're 3-inch PVC pipe. I gotta make some tanks. So, steel is really expensive right now. Take these off for now. Steel is really expensive right now. So, I gotta use as much leftover scrap as I can find, because this could get expensive. So I had a bunch of old rusted out steel. You can see that. Pretty rusted. Laying in the yard. And it's perfectly good steel. So it's just rusted. So I got to clean this up. Now this one here I'm not using right now, so I'm not that worried about it. But I did start prepping some of this. Let's show you this here. This in here. So I did start prepping this. This actually looked as bad as this piece did. Right here looks. So I cut it to length. It was longer. I cut them down to 6 foot, so they're easier to store. I've got 3 of them here. We've got 3 pieces of steel here. And we're trying to prep. These ones here are brand new, don't need to worry about those. But these 3 here were pretty badly rusted. The insides have quite a bit of rust. I don't know if you can really see that. If you can see that, yeah. So that's got quite a bit of rust inside of it. So I want to get this as clean as I can. This one here, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So I have to build some tanks to put these in. So I got 3-inch PVC pipe. We're going to build some 6-foot tanks. I'm going to stick these inside of it, and then we're going to pour a vinegar salt solution in there, and we'll just let it sit for 24 hours or so, and that should eat away most of the rust. At least that's the hope, right? So I need to get this a little change on this one. So we use that grinder. We got the bulk of the rust off of it and ground down some, like I say, this is scrap. It grind down some places where I had some stuff welded to it that I cut off. So I ground the majority of the rust off and got it fairly smooth. Now I'm going to build those tanks, and I need 3 of them. So we're going to build those, and then we're going to get the steel into those, and we're going to let it sit. So let's get that ready to go. Alright, so what we got here, I took 2 10-foot pieces of PVC pipe. Now this is just a real cheap sewer line pipe. This isn't high pressure water line pipe. We're not holding pressure. I'm just using them as tanks to put that steel in. So I need 3 6-foot pieces. So what I'm doing with this, here's the leftover line. So I'm going to glue these 2 together so I can cut 1 more 6-foot piece. So let's start there. I think I'm going to need a pair of pliers here. Alright. These things get tight after a while. That's the cement. I'm going to open this one first. This one too, get it ready. Okay. So we'll cut that later. You guys don't need to watch me do that. But I'll just show you how to do one of these. So all we're going to do, we're going to take this 6-foot, we're going to take this cap, glue it right on the end like that, and that should give us one of our tanks. So we put some primer on this, get this thing cleaned up with primer. Get it good and clean. Okay. Take one of our caps here, clean up in it real good. We'll put some glue on it and glue it on. Press it. Oh, gotta put some glue on this one. Don't want to forget that. Like I say, this isn't critical. It's not like I'm putting this in my house. I just don't want the vinegar to all leak out of my tanks. So try to get a decent job done. Press that on. Just like that. Hold it for a second. That one's done. So there you go. So that's one tank. So I'll make two more of these and let them set up, and then when it's all when I'm all done, I'll show you the next step. All right, so like I say, we're going to get the pipe in there, then we're going to pour vinegar over it because I won't be able to get the pipe in with this full. So we're going to have to fill this with our vinegar, or put the pipe in first, then put in our vinegar solution. So let's do that first. The pipe's down inside of there now. So now I can fill this up with vinegar and salt solution, and once that's full, I'll let it sit for like 24 hours and then I should be ready to go. So let's see if we can get this figured out. So the solution is supposed to be about 1 cup of salt into a gallon of vinegar. This here, I think a 3-inch pipe, 6 feet long, holds about 2 gallons of liquid. Now, of course, the pipe's going to take up some of that space, so I won't need a full 2 gallons. We'll start out by pouring a gallon in and see where we're at that point. I'm going to measure it out in this here jug. We will push that over the top of that, just like that. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and get the, I got to go get some more vinegar. Then I'll get these other two done. You guys don't need to watch. It's pretty much the same process for these two. And then, yeah, we'll see you in 24 hours. Alright, so I got all the steel out of the tanks. I've got it all cleaned up. I'm pretty much done with this part of the video. It's time to move on to the tray next. The big thing I wanted you guys to get out of this was how to build a tank to put steel in to soak. So that's it for this video. Next time when we come back, we will start welding the tray together, and that's next. So I'll see you next time.